Good day, everyone. On this page, we look at solving some mathematical questions and physics. So welcome back. Today, we want to look at quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. When we talk of quadratic equation, we have four methods of solving quadratic equation. We have factorization method, completing the square method, formula method, and graphical method. But I want us to take note of some things in these four methods. Though factorization method seems the simplest, but it can't solve all quadratic questions. It is limited to the questions it can solve. But the other three, that is formula method, completing the square method, and graphical method, it can solve any quadratic question given. Please take note. Also, formula method is what people refer to as almighty formula. Just take note. Almighty formula is not a scary formula for you to be scared of. This question, I'm going to solve it using all the four methods. So the question says, find the value of x in the equation y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 3. How do I know a question is a quadratic question? You have an alphabet carrying a square. That alphabet also with ordinary number, then with a constant without an alphabet. Then that is how to know that the question is a quadratic question. It's not necessarily they arrange it this way. It could be any way. But just take note, if you have all these things, then it is a quadratic question. So how do I solve? I want to solve using factorization method. So I have x squared plus 2x minus 3. Don't forget it is y equals to. But let's concentrate more on this right hand side. So concentrating on it, I have x squared plus 2x minus 3. Now, looking at the question, what is the coefficient? When I say coefficient, I mean number standing in front of the alphabet. What is the coefficient of x squared here? The coefficient is 1. Then you say that 1 times, what is our constant here? Our constant here is minus 3. So you say 1 times minus 3, that will give me what? Minus 3. So you think of two numbers that when you multiply it together, it will give you minus 3. And when you add it together, it must give you the coefficient here, which is plus 2. So what number is that? Let's look at 3 times minus 1. 3 times minus 1 will give me minus 3. Then 3 plus minus 1 will give me 2. Doing that, don't forget that it is factorization method we want to use. And when we say factorization, we are looking at grouping the equation. But if you look at this equation, if I'm to group it, I have 3 pairs here. I won't have anything to group this person with, this minus 3 with. So I'm looking at a way of breaking these 2x down so that at the end of the day, I'll be able to group it into 2 groups. How do I mean? Now I already got what I want. So instead of writing 2x, I can rewrite it as 3x, because this is positive 3, 3x minus x. 3x minus x will give me 2, which is 2x. So let's rewrite this equation. So rewriting that equation, we have x squared. Now it will be plus 3x minus 1. Instead of writing minus 1x, I don't have to show it because 1 times x will give me x. So this will give me minus x. Then you come back here to have minus 3. Now written this in group of 4. Then I can now factorize it by grouping it. You group it like this. Then look at this, factorize. What's common here? X is common. Then what you are left with what? X plus what will you be left with here? 3. Okay, look at these people. What's common? Minus is common. So minus 1 into bracket, then you rewrite this as x plus 3. How do I mean? If you open your bracket, minus 1x, if you minus 1 times x will give me back minus x, then minus 1 times plus 3 will give me back minus 3. So when you are factorizing, try to factorize very well in such a way that by the time you multiply back, it will give you what you are coming with. Now if you look at this, we have the same value in the bracket, then it means you are almost arriving at a final answer. So you have this and this, just pick one of it. So I have x plus 3. Then once you have written one, these ones out, you bring them together as a group, x minus 1. Okay, and that's it. So you can now successfully equate this to what? To 0. So bring it out one after the other. I can say x plus 3 equals to 0, or x minus 1 equals to 0. Let me solve this separately. X equals to, rearrange, you have 0, collect like terms, minus 3. X equals to minus 3. Or you say x equals to 0, take this to the other side, plus 1, x equals to 1. So therefore, the value of x equals to minus 3 or 1. Thank you.